Hello, my name is Teresa Micheletti, and this site is called Take What Rings True. So, the whole idea is I'm going to share some spiritual thoughts, and if it makes sense to you, then you can keep it. If it doesn't make sense, let it drop away. You don't need to believe anything I say. So, today I'm going to be talking about clearing your slate and dropping judgment. So often I have found that I'm judging myself. Of course, we always judge other people, but I judge myself. I didn't do that well enough. I could have done that better. I should say this to this person next time. I should say that to that person next time. And I spend a lot of time judging what I've done, judging what I've said, instead of just getting on with life. I'm not going to change what happened in the past. So I need to stop replaying things and rehearsing things and just be. The angels are always saying, breathe and allow, just be. So I have private sessions with angels via an angel channel and Tucker. So that's why I quote angels. Anyway, we need to let go of judging people. We need to let go of judging people's actions because we don't know the role they're playing and we don't know what their life is like. And just let them be. One of my favorite all-time quotes is from Eleanor Roosevelt, the wife of President Roosevelt. She said, "What other people think of me is none of my business." Now, most of the time when people judge us, we react. And actually, that's their opinion. It has nothing to do with reality. That's their opinion. That's what they think you should do. That's what they think you should have said. That's what action they think you should have taken. When actually, it doesn't matter. It's not their life, it's not their journey. You decide what's best for you, not them. I remember when administration was not on site in an office I was working in, and we were getting ready to go to lunch. Everybody left except me and one other person. And the other person put his hand in the collection box, a charity box that we've been saving money for a purpose, and took money out to spend on his lunch. And I was thinking, that's not good. That's not kosher. He shouldn't have done that. But instead of like getting upset and telling him, because it's his choice, I just said, doesn't he know? God knows. The spirit guides know. All his loved ones who were watching him know that that was not the best choice, but it's his choice. And I'd already had run-ins with him before. I was not going to do that. I just left it to God, to source, to the universe to deal with. But sometimes you get so upset because you're judging yourself or you're judging someone else. And you don't need to. Examine it. If there's something you need to change in your life, that's a way you're going to react differently, that's fine. But then don't dwell on it. That's my problem. Dwelling on it. Okay, let's play that again, play that again, play that again, which doesn't do much good. If I've already decided what I would do next time, then that should be the end. A spirit guide, Francine, told us if you figured out your lesson, you don't have to repeat it. You get the brownie button. If you're in Girl Scouts, the younger group is called brownies, and you get these little like badges, little button things. So you get the brownie button if you figure out what you should have done, but don't dwell on it like me. That judgment keeps you from moving forward. You're not in the present because you're busy judging, and you're not leaving space in your aura, in your body, in your thoughts for good things to come. So you will find more peace if you take a breath and let some of that stuff go. I know I felt so much better when keep I catch myself. I'm looping that thing over and over and over again in my mind. And when I stop myself and just like, okay, be in the present. All right. I've already dealt with that. Okay, what can I do? Okay, I have beautiful flowers to look at outside. I have wonderful health right now. I have friends, whatever it is to keep me in the present, and just notice what's around me and notice my life and be grateful. And then get on with it instead of judging yourself. We can do the best we can each day. We are not perfect, and that is okay. I believe in God. God doesn't care if we're not perfect. I believe God is perfect, but I don't believe I'm going to ever be perfect. But we say we come into life to perfect, to gain more knowledge, to gain more experience, and to get closer to what God is, to get closer to that perfection of source, universe, God, whatever you want to call it. So I need to stop judging myself. I need to do the best I can each day. And as the angels say, breathe and allow. It's all right. Whatever we're doing, we can stop and reflect for a moment and decide, okay, should I do something differently next time? Fine. That's what I would do. Then drop it. And when someone is irritating, someone is unfair, someone is mean, you can say, I don't want that to happen again. That's not acceptable. And then go on with it. If you don't need to say anything to them at all, then ignore them and just go on with your life. As Eleanor said, other people's opinions are not my business, or other people, what is the quote? Let me see this again. Um, what other people think of me is none of my business. And it's not any of their business what they think of you. So break that chain, break that loop that plays in your mind, and allow yourself to take a breath and go on with your life. Stop letting people who say mean things to you have you react. It's their choice to say those things, but it's not your truth. So you don't even have to react to them. You can just walk away. It's not needed that you have a reaction to their silliness, their meanness, their unfairness. Sometimes unfairness, if it's you're upset because a child is being harmed, an elder is being harmed or taken advantage of. Speak up. There's times when you need to do that. But most of the time, we judge things and keep looping it in our mind, and it doesn't have anything to do with our forward movement. It doesn't have anything to do with really affecting our lives. We choose what we're going to do, how we're going to react. So take a breath and see if you can be more peaceful today. Allow yourself a new beginning. Okay, that idiot person again is coming to say mean things to me. Fine. I can walk away. I can ask to be invisible. If they say mean things, I can say not acceptable and walk away, but not loop it, not get into an argument with them. Because those kind of people, most likely, it doesn't matter if you argue with them, they like the attention and they're going to keep repeating it. So why keep on doing it? Why do you react to them? They press your trigger and you react. So if you've ever seen the movie, now I can't remember the name of the movie. Uh, I'll come back to that. So Take time to reflect about what you're doing each day, how you're reacting each day. And if you're judging yourself, stop it. If you're judging other people, why? It's none of your business. It's their choice, unless, of course, they're hurting someone or taking advantage of someone, then, react. But if it's just some silly person over here saying something, doing something that's not affecting you, your loved ones, then let it go. Stop investing your time and your mental thoughts into them. It's not worth it. Keep some peaceful thoughts for yourself. Think about something else. Go take a walk in the forest. Go take a walk in a garden. Go smell a flower. Choose some roses. So I was thinking the other day, I judge myself all the time. Why do I do that? I knew from childhood that my main value in my family was honesty, but I didn't realize that that extended to valuing things being correct. So in my family, if you said something that was not correct, it was deemed not worthy. So you always tried to make sure that things were correct. Well, I was spending, even up to this day, I was spending lots of time thinking, okay, what is the best way to say that? What's the correct way to say that? How could I make that more correct? How could I make that more exact? Now, if I'm teaching a class, it's nice to have a flow. It's nice to have something that makes sense. Of course, you're going to plan for that. But to the nth detail, doesn't need to be planned for. And I was spending so much time planning and revising and looping and thinking about what I should be doing in the future and what I should have done in the past and judging myself that I'm not spending time in the present again. So instead of rehearsing, then decide, okay, what avenue should I follow for whatever this project is? Fine. Then get on with it. Get on with your life. Don't spend all your time thinking about stuff that's not needed. You don't have to be perfect. The intention of what you're doing and the motivation of what you're doing brings value to someone else. It doesn't have to be the most perfect verbiage. If you're writing a book, well, you're going to have an editor anyway, and they're going to go through it. And it may take time to revise if you're going to write a book. But in your daily life, you don't need to be so judgmental about yourself or about what's going to happen or about actions you take or someone else takes. Allow yourself some space. Give yourself some credit. I know I need to do that more. Allow myself just to be. The angels are always saying, just be. It's like there's a meditation about putting your boat, raft, whatever it is, in the water, a river, and taking the oars in and letting source, universe, God guide you along the path. But instead, we fight things. We pull the brambles. We pull this branch that's hanging over, and we stop our forward progress because we're busy like being in charge of where we're going. Now we don't know where we're going, but we're always stopping ourselves. So instead of judging yourself, instead of judging others, do the best you can, reflect if you need to, and then get on with your life. Just go. It's like, okay, well, I could have done that better. I could have said something more kind to that person. Next time I will. And then go on with it. Instead of replaying, which is what I would do, I would like replay, okay, I should have said this. I shouldn't have said that. And I spent all this time going over stuff instead of living life. So take a breath. Feel more peaceful. Ask the angels to send you joy. Ask your loved ones on the other side to send you joy. They will do that. And then gather it in and be thankful that you can think. Be thankful that you're in life to learn something and you have friends and family and food and shelter. Be grateful for what you have. So instead of being judgmental, spend some time being grateful and be in the moment. Be with yourself. Be glad about what you're doing, about what you're thinking, about what you can do today. And be good to yourself. What could you do today that would make you feel better? Do you have a favorite craft? Do you have a favorite activity that you've been putting off while you're judging yourself and other people? Do something nice for yourself today. Do something you love doing. Maybe you knit, maybe you watercolor, and you haven't done it in years. Stop and think, what would bring you joy? What's something you like doing? Gather that up and give yourself a chance to do that instead of looping, instead of rehearsing, instead of replaying, instead of judging. Give yourself a reward of doing something you like. Maybe it's just calling a friend and talking to them. Send them some love. And right now, I want you to think of breathing in pink light. That's the color, I believe, from my research, that represents love. So think of breathing in pink light. Breathe it in. You deserve it. Gather in that love within yourself. You can send out a bubble of pink love to whoever you want or to everyone in the world. But take a moment today and love yourself. Collect some positive thoughts for yourself and be peaceful within yourself. And stop worrying about being perfect. Stop trying to be perfect because we're not going to be perfect. We just do the best we can. So know that you're doing the best you can. Take a breath and just be. Thanks for listening to me. And thanks for joining me. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.